Hi there, this is Pastor Shawn from Kansas City First Church, and I'm here in the sanctuary, once again, our beautiful sanctuary here at KCFC. We are located right on the state line here between Missouri and Kansas, and we've been here a long time, promoting and proclaiming the gospel of Jesus Christ. You know, this week I had to smile as I found once again on one of my shelves in my office a little plaque that somebody gave me as I was leaving Denver. I want to show you this little plaque, a little trophy on it. It's very small, that if you can read it, it says, "World's Greatest Pastor." And somebody was trying to encourage me or maybe even have a little fun with me as I was leaving Denver about being the world's greatest pastor. Of course, I don't believe that, and I'm not sure they believed it. It might have been their opinion for about 5 minutes, but who could ever get that award? There's just an opinion. And you know, opinions today are running rampant when it comes to so many things in our world. About this pandemic, about the elections, about so many things, even in our own church. And I've tried to listen to those opinions recently. As a matter of fact, I have spoken to or written to and had conversation with several families in our church these last couple weeks. And they have said and urged, you know, Pastor, if we had a service that was maybe a little safer or maybe masks were worn a little more diligently, we'd come. So I've talked to them. I've thought about it. I've spent a long time in prayer today to say we're going to try that at 9 o'clock this Sunday. At 9 a.m. in our 9 o'clock service, which is usually about 20% of our total people here on Sunday, so it's less crowded, we're going to have a service where masks are strongly encouraged. We already encouraged them in both services, but strongly encouraged. I can't guarantee you that 100% of people will keep their masks on. I know I'll be taking mine off as I speak, and there may be those moments, but as we can spread out and be together and be in church here physically at our church. So 9 o'clock will be that service. 11 o'clock will stay the same, where some will wear them and most are encouraged, but I guess a little more relaxed, if I can say that. You know, opinions are rampant these days. And my own opinion doesn't really matter, but when it comes to this pandemic and having church and those things, here's my opinion. I guess it's not an opinion, it's a statement. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't figured it out. God's given me no revelation. What I do know is what Jesus said. I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's what I know. And I know the work of the church must continue. And I know the proclamation of the gospel must continue. This Sunday, it'll continue at 9 and 11, right here physically at our church. And it will also continue online. We've had a great response online. And some have said this week, Pastor, we're going to be online. And it's a whole family, and they'll be gathered around the television set. That's a great venue. That's been something that's been a blessing. So if you can be online, be online. If you can be here at 9 and you're part of that group that says, hey, you know, we'd come if we feel a little safer in that service, and you have an opinion about that, that's great. That's cool. We want you to be here. So at 9 o'clock, that's going to be that service. And then, of course, at 11, we'll gather again. And that's usually a little larger service. And we'll gather again and we'll proclaim that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. So I just encourage you these days to be prayed up. Continue to proclaim in your own life that Jesus is Lord, and continue to pray for your friends and neighbors and your pastors. I want to just encourage you to pray for our churches, especially in Kansas City, and especially our Nazarene churches. Met with a few of the pastors this week. Honestly, we don't know what to do most of the time in regards to all the opinions and all the ways that we can gather or not gather, and churches. One church is doing this and one church is doing another thing. But I will say, for most of the Nazarene churches, we are still proclaiming that Jesus is the way, the truth, and life. He sets us free. He saves us. He sends us. He sanctifies us for His glory. And He's doing a great work. So join us online at 9 and 11. Let us know you're there. We keep track of that. We have folks trying to correspond with you. And then come at 9 as we're having a mostly masked service, if we can say that, or maybe feels a little safer, a little less dense. And then, of course, the great service at 11. In all these things, we give God all the glory. Thanks for your prayers and your love. We love you. Let's continue to stay in contact, and we'll talk to you real soon.